This is the age of AI, where data is currency, and data models are integral to our day-to-day lives, making security and transparency crucial. However, in today's centralized AI world, the majority of AIs are controlled by big corporations. So, as an individual, you have no control over what the AI learns, your data, and the data you receive. But we are going to change that. Just as Bitcoin transformed finance, Immutable AI is revolutionizing the AI world. By building on Bitcoin's technology with newer forms of cryptography, we reduce energy consumption by 99% of Bitcoin's proof-of-work system, which we use to create, secure, and train AIs. We use your hardware and reward you equivalently. Immutable AI is fair, transparent, rewarding, and is here to return control and ownership to you.
My name's Ali Razegi. I'm the founder of Immutable Labs. What kicked this off? What are we doing? What's special? 2 years ago, we started a company where my former co-founder and enterprise architect wanted a way to make programming easier for everyone. We have enough processing power. We should be able to tell the program what we want it to do. It should be able to write it, just not optimized. I was trying to find a way of finding hidden images within other images or things that are trying to hide. We landed on neural networks. Neural networks worked really well, but then we ran into transformers when Stable Diffusion 1.4 dropped in September of 2022, and we went full generative AI. October 2022, we had tied Stable Diffusion into Ethereum. You can go to the Discord, use it for free. Everybody can share their computer for it. Great. We never released it because it's not truly decentralized. So today what we wanted to bring up was how we were able to solve the decentralization problem so that you actually have the higher level of decentralization that AI requires for you to be able to have it being ran by the community. So it's not ran only by centralized entities and only their interests are respected. In this case, a DAO would allow this to do so. Now I have a request to slow down just a teeny tiny bit, so I'm going to slow down about 10-20%. And let's look over some of the tech that we're building and how you can use it as part of this particular community as well. So I'm just sharing the screen, so ignore any Slack messages that come up. What was this? This was an original protocol system we wrote called the MetaX network. We're going to have it a different name moving forward, but this is a high-level overview without giving you too many secrets of what we're doing and how this is going to work. This will be opened up to anybody who wants to build on Koii. This is currently patented by us, but we are aiming to open it to everyone several years down the line. Right now, we'd like to open it to Koii members so that they can work with it. What this does, first, a very quick high-level overview, is it allows you to trust data coming from untrusted computers to a good degree, which still has a 51% attack vector, but it solves the energy computational issue. It lets you do massive amounts of transactions without having to deal with the traditional limitations of blockchain layer ones that limited us to 7 or 15 transactions, or the issues we see with layer twos, which introduce centralization. It's pretty straightforward. We have the computers that provide GPU. Everybody does. Those are the miners. Those get tokens for it. The end user makes a request through the network. The network has a very robust distributed security method that creates live sessions with all the workers. The live sessions maintain very strong anti-manipulation measures, similar to how Hal Finney recommended that you do it. And this distributed system allows you to verify that the data coming out is accurate. At the same time, for the first year, we're also doing Koii consensus to show the world that Koii and our consensus agree together. But this allows us to bypass the limitations we've had with blockchain. Similar. So all of us can now build a lot of better things moving forward. One of the main things that we're solving with this is Nick Spazzo's 2001 through 2005 paper, Trusted Third Parties Are Security Holes. Nick Spazzo was amazing for the crypto community. His research is all over the place. If you want to know more about his work, read some of our white papers. But in this particular paper, we address the concerns he's had here. And what this turns us into is a proof of work secured oracle. proof of work secured oracles for you builders out there are going to allow you to do things such as high frequency DeFi trading. It allows you as the builders who might have some good ideas to build on Koii is getting the Internet of Things, disparate IoT devices that are 20,000 all over the neighborhood that have no communications, no security, nothing together. This allows us to harness that into one network if you had some good ideas to build with us on that here. Another possible good use of it would be decentralized VeChain or logistics, asset tracking, and things like that. A asset tracking company has to go through multiple different companies. Supply chain management is same, and none of them trust each other. Those are some of the very high level problems that we can solve with this technology that ties into real world assets, physical distributed or decentralized infrastructure, and other things that are really hot. If you're a builder in this space, you want to solve these problems without the limitations of the current one, and you're as excited to build on Koii as we are, talk to us. Let's all work together. Go to Koii and they'll come to us, and then we can build something epic together using our technology that's not available anywhere else. That was the high level overview I wanted to give. Let me stop the screen share. Are there any questions? And I do need to provide us some links to the white papers and some other items. Thank you for whoever asked. I'll be sharing that with you. Please give me feedback. I want to make the white paper as excellent as possible. Any other questions?
It's
Absolutely.
very interesting. Decentralized AI is a very hot topic today. Would it be possible if you could share your perspective on why AI really matters and how it differs from centralized AI solutions?
Great question. Why does AI even really matter? Decentralized AI even matter, I think was the main question, if I heard it right. And the reason is because AI data, there's multiple reasons. One, data is the new currency. I agree with that. I've been a data specialist my whole life. And with data being the new currency, that alone is really important. So we should do for data what Bitcoin did for finance, but it gets much deeper than that. People don't realize that these self-driving cars have algorithms on when they have to kill you, your passengers, or somebody crossing the street. Because if an accident is about to occur, the self-driving car has to make a decision. In short, AI no longer just influences our decisions. AI makes and executes live decisions on the fly. You should know and be privy to under what conditions your car will decide to kill you. That should be open to you. Secondly, there's a lot of biases, and people are going to start depending on AI a lot more. And the more closed it is, the more opportunity for corruption, manipulation, bias, special interests there are. And those never work to the favor of the community over time. They work towards the favor of special interests. Something this powerful should not only be limited in the hands of special interests. There's a problem, though. How do you distribute this and have enough trust so that everybody can use it and you have a human community, non-centralized entity, massive processing powerhouse? Those would be the main reasons I would highlight. There's more, but I want to save time, and those would be the ones I'd hit first.
I'd like to talk about this trust that you talk about. It seems to be a core focus for Immu AI. How does your platform aim to build and maintain trust within AI ecosystems?
Great question. About 2 years ago, I was trying to figure out how, and this is how we do it. The way to look at it to recreate it is I don't want to use traditional blockchain mixers that are a bit slow, and I don't want to be centralized like layer twos are because both will not work for AI. So how do we do that? We need more traditional methods of writing data to databases. I don't care what kind of architecture it is. It's just an endpoint. I want to write to an endpoint that's secured. How do we do that? So the first thing I needed to solve was how do we build a system that I, who is running a centralized database on somebody else's computer, not centralized, but community ran traditional database. It is not centralized. My apologies. How do I ensure that I or that user does not get to submit fake transactions in there? That is the first part. How do we ensure that the data being written to that distributed ledger is secured? So we had to look into fixing that. That required us to have a dispute mechanism, which required automatic dispute detection between the requester, the multiple validator networks and quorums that operate together, the worker, and then we had to block the database code from accepting writes under any conditions unless it met certain requirements that can only be met if there was no dispute mechanism triggered by anybody and it went through. And it might still trigger an audit anyways. Then this is augmented by a trust score, similar to what Koii does as well. It's a great mechanism. That's the foundation of how we came to build the trust model. There's a lot more to it, but I don't want to take up the whole time either. So if there's a deeper question on that, let me know and we can go deeper.
Yeah, sounds great. You use a consensus green proof of work. Could you give us a little high level on that?
Sure, this is the green proof of work mechanism. And the reason it's
Oh,
green was one of our core ethos was about maybe a year and a half ago. We came up with the idea that everyone's going to dump on AI and talk about carbon emissions. And moof, if you're an AI crypto company, they're going to double dump on you on carbon emissions. Plus, we want to be responsible where possible. So the impetus for green proof of work is it has to be green. You have to be transparent, so you get trust through transparency, and you have to have ownership through portability and participation. Those are the core ethos of green proof of work. Anything we build has to go towards solving those as the priority. And the way we were able to do it green initially was we got rid of the random number generator requirement. Why were we able to do this? Because the technology was not available to Satoshi in 2007. I wish it was. Because Satoshi or whoever they were geniuses, and they could have done something even better possibly. But the tech wasn't there. So using the newer methods of cryptography and tech that came out and so forth, we were able to get that part done. Did that answer your question?
yeah, that's perfect. That's great. Nice to have that contextualization also around it. Um, I'm curious, how do you see Immu AI integrating or complementing Koi's consensus, enhancing AI ecosystems, enabling each other in an ecosystem?
Perfect. Thank you so much. We're fortunate to get to work with Koii, get to run on Koii. It immediately gives us a lot of benefits, gives us major scale, gives us a trusted community, gives us a solid project that you have to work with solid projects if you're building something new like this. On our side, I can talk about all day what benefits we get from getting to build on Koii. On the Koii side, we would like to offer this exclusively to Koii builders and Koii people. And by doing that, we can have this much faster mechanism, which does the initial consensus for you very quickly. And then with Koii, we can do longer term audits and roll-ups as well. And then if possible, with the design, we can always go back to what maybe didn't pass audit and verify that. But this lets us have a high level of trust very fast. It lets your users be able to close certain commitments and then do the bigger ones on Koii as well. We'd like to show this working for over a year together. Then in the future, if possible, I'd love to see what Al would like to do with this. But yeah, I would like to have anybody who wants to be able to use this type of tech, who wants to build on Koii, to reach out so we can help them do it. We're not going to open this up to any other platform in any foreseeable future.
Yeah, really amazing opportunity for people who are inspired to build on Koii. Would it be possible if you just on a very high level went through what is the opportunity for the builders and the community members listening, and what is it that they can utilize from your project to build on Koii?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. How about a high frequency trading application? DEXs that operate closer like centralized exchanges. Any physical distributed infrastructure. Our architect, who's an architect at Gala Games, is working with us closely to build out microservices, the AWS of microservices using this type of method. So if you're really good at web servers, you want a very tight lockdown microservice that's only DNS. Talk to us. We will help you build this thing together and distribute it on Koii. What's so cool about that? You can follow the sun. For example, with this particular DNS model, we don't have to deal with one record that gets updated so slowly with all these things. It just gets record updated right away. It lets us bring full distributed compute with higher levels of trust into the network. And with the 50,000 nodes Koii already has, that's extremely powerful processing. DePIN, I would focus on DePIN. I would focus on real world assets, logistic tracking, and some DeFi for high frequency, I think is where I would go first. And if they want to know more, reach out. We'd love to work with you on it.
Really amazing opportunity for those of you in the audience who are listening on the video recording to get involved, to build on Koii, to utilize these amazing patented tools which are actually available for our ecosystem to use. It's amazing to have that opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the time, Koii. Thank you, audience, for your ears.
Yeah, such a pleasure. I wanted to throw over to Al. Perhaps he would like to say something before I check if there's any last questions from the audience. Hello, Al. We have also, yeah, please go ahead, Al.
I wanted to say a couple quick words. Really excited about what Ali is building, and we've been talking about this for years, and I think it's coming to a point now where we're finally ready to launch this amazing technology on the Koii network. It's thanks to all of the people running nodes as well that we're now at the point where these kinds of things are feasible. We have, I think, a lot more exciting demo projects and exciting opportunities to sort of test out new incentive mechanisms and game theory mechanisms. So it's very exciting to see enough nodes on the network that we're able to try these things out and get them rolling. So thanks, everyone. And thank you, Ali, too. Excited to see this sort of in a wider demo phase over the coming weeks. I'm sure that we'll get on another call and do a bit of like a longer demo with a pitch deck and that kind of thing.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, absolutely, Al. I'd love to. I just want to give your community some extra time. But yes, and thank you for the kind words. It's been great to have your network to run on. It solved a huge problem. Without this network, we wouldn't have been able to really get this moving forward. So thank you all, and I'll mute myself. Oh, and add me, message me anytime. I'm always open, whoever you are. Let's chat.